As the day of our summit progressed, in a room that was largely representative of America, we recognized that the future we desired was largely the same. Safe families, healthy people and planet, meaningful work, government that served the people, all the people. And there was recognition that we needed to grapple with racial justice, not as an item to complete, but as a shift in how we address inequity. The reflections that follow are early steps on our journey together.
If we're ever going to become a national movement, if we're never going to get 12 million Americans, which is
the amount, 3.5%.
Yes. We have to represent the diversity of America.
Right.
But if we never reach the ideals of having a pluralistic society, a diverse society, and figure out how we're going to all work together, we're going to fail.
We have to launch into a deep, deep empathy with people of color and the horror that they've been through in the last few hundred years here.
The vision of my organization is to get people to pursue racial justice with joy. And the reason being is because joy is a sustainable energy. When we're pursuing racial justice based off of anger and frustration and urgency and rage and anxiety, those have their place and those are important. It gets people out of their seat and says, let's go, let's do something. But it will also lead to burnout. So it's kind of like sugar. It gives you a surge of energy and then a hard crash. Where joy is more so like a complex carbohydrate, where it's gonna give you sustainable energy. You always have to ask the question, well, what about what's going on in your community, in your own backyard, in your neighborhood, right? Because systemic racism is not just something that happens over there, but it happens everywhere.
The first thing we do is ask the community, like, how can we serve? You know, how can we help each other? What resources do you have? What resources do we have? And let's uplift and empower each other.
You have to make it joyful.
Yes.
There was, I interviewed another person at this conference, and she spoke about pleasurable activism. You're speaking about joyful, joyful handling the systemic racism with joy. In other words, making it something that you want to do.
Right. Because anger will be there, and it has its place, because I think injustice will make us angry. But on the flip side, justice brings us joy.
The shot that I took was to ensure that our community had access to the tools that they needed in order to participate and be civically engaged. So our community got to have the tools, the education, the opportunities to learn how to become civically engaged and how to be part of those decision-making bodies within the community, so that they could determine and help to determine decisions that are made that impact their lives and the lives of their family. And so now we have many more women of color who are in the room, as we were talking about earlier, or on those decision-making committees and boards and bodies that allow us to be able to have a voice in determining our future and the things that we need for our community.